My beloved child, why are you here? Does your presence mean anything in this vast universe, or is your life merely an anonymous speck of dust, drifting aimlessly with the currents of time? You sighed at the thought that you are so small as to be insignificant, that your existence might be no more than a flash of light that vanishes. Oh, my beloved child, I speak to you today. You do not live by chance. No moment of your life is accidental. No detail of you is meaningless. Even the breath you draw is kept by me, and even the tears you shed I gather and preserve in my vial. Before the first light flashed across the cosmos, before the sun cast its rays upon the sky, before this world existed, I knew you. Before you took shape in your mother's womb, I called you by name. I did not fashion you as a mass-produced thing, but as a unique masterpiece, woven with love, with wisdom, and with an eternal purpose. You often think your life began when you first cried. But child, your life was written by me long before that. When you were only a thought in my heart, I saw your whole life, every smile, every step, every trial, every victory. I knew the joys you would experience, and I also knew the tears you would shed. I saw you in your triumphs, and I saw you when you fell, yet through it all I call you my beloved. Remember this, before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Before you were born I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. You are not the product of chance, but part of a plan I have ordained. Nothing about you surprises me. I know there are times when you feel inadequate, when you believe your presence adds little to the world. Others may have made you think you are a burden, that your life holds no value. But hear me, child, you are not a mistake. I do not create what is superfluous. You are the work of the Almighty, and I never err. Imagine an artisan who carefully paints each stroke upon a canvas. He never deems any stroke superfluous. Every line has purpose. So it is with you. Every detail of your being, your character, your voice, your gifts, and your longings has been intentionally shaped by me. Even those things you consider weaknesses I can turn into strength. Even what you judge meaningless I can use to bring me glory. The world will try to label you successful or failed, important or trivial. Others may look at you and say, you are not good enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. But your worth is not defined by human opinion. Your value is defined by the one who made you, and I declare you exceedingly good. When I look upon you, I do not see an anonymous face in the crowd. I see you as you truly are, my masterpiece, my treasure, the one I call by name. You may be despised by some, but in my sight you are priceless. I did not rush your making. I did not fashion you like a factory product. I wove you carefully within your mother, every cell, every contour fashioned according to my design. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. Psalm 139:14. You are a poem written by me, a work of art signed by the Creator. No one else in all the world is exactly like you. You are unique, and that uniqueness matters profoundly in my plan. Have you ever looked back on your life and thought, why did I receive this temperament? Why did I receive dreams and longings I sometimes do not understand? Know this, nothing in you is redundant. Even the broken pieces, the weaknesses, the imperfections you lament, I can use them for a high and noble purpose. Look at the harp, each string has its own tone, yet when they sound together, they form a magnificent melody. So it is with you, every detail within you, however small, is part of the larger music I am composing. Open your eyes and see that you belong to a larger story. I have written the history of this world, and your life is a chapter in that story. You may think you are only a small character, but I affirm this, there is no character without meaning in my story. Even a silent prayer, a small act of love can alter the course of a life, even a generation. You cannot see all but I see. You cannot measure all but I know, and all of it contributes to my eternal plan. My child, meaning does not begin with what you do, what you have, or what you achieve. True meaning begins with knowing whom you belong to. You do not belong to chance. You do not belong to luck. You belong to me, the one who fashioned you and loves you with an everlasting love. When you become aware of this, you will no longer seek your worth in the eyes of people. You will no longer compare yourself with others. You will know that even if the whole world turns its back, I will still hold you in my arms. Beloved child, I promise you not a single day of your life is meaningless. Not a single detail of you is accidental. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands, Isaiah 49:16. You are loved, known, called, and placed for a great purpose. Whenever you feel small, remember you are the fruit of an eternal love. Whenever you feel worthless, remember you are an indispensable part of my plan. Whenever you feel lost, remember I have gone before you. I know the way, and I will lead you. Hear this and carve it deep into your heart. You do not live by chance. Your presence on this earth is no accident. You are the work I have painstakingly woven, the masterpiece I have called by name, a part of my grand story. You are not a mistake. You are not superfluous. You are chosen, known, and beloved. And when you grasp this, your life finds its foundation. You will walk not in doubt, but in the certainty that you were created for a purpose, that you carry meaning within you, and that you live in my unchanging love. I want you to understand something. Essential purpose is the bedrock of your life. Without purpose, you are like a rudderless boat drifting aimlessly on the ocean. You may move, you may be busy, but you have no direction. You may succeed in the eyes of the world, yet deep inside you will feel empty. But if you clearly know the purpose I have set, then wherever you go and whatever you do, your life will stand firm, for you have an unshakable foundation. Child, each morning when you wake, what causes you to open your eyes, rise, and step forward? If it is merely to exist, to eat, to sleep, to work, life becomes a meaningless loop. But if you live with purpose, each day has a reason, each small task bears significance, every breath becomes a holy gift. Purpose is what keeps you moving when you are weary, the light that guides you through the night, the inexhaustible source of strength when you face trials. And that purpose is not something you manufacture. It is what I planted within you from the moment I made you. You often think your life's purpose is tied to doing what career you choose, what achievements you attain, what legacy you leave. But I say to you, true purpose does not lie only in doing. It first lies in being. You are called to be my child before you are called to do my work. Identity precedes function. Communion precedes activity. You were created to live in fellowship with me, to reflect my love, grace, and truth to the world. From that identity, every task you perform, whether great or small, carries eternal meaning. If you lose your identity, every task becomes a burden. But if you know who you are in me, then even the simplest acts become deeds of glory. My child, life offers countless crossroads. There are times you do not know which path to take, which decision is right. But purpose is the compass that orients you. When you know what you were made for, you will find it easier to say yes to what is right and to say no firmly to what is wrong. Not every open door is meant for you. Not every invitation is meant to be accepted. Yet when you live according to purpose, you will recognize the way I have ordained. And even if you stray, that purpose will draw you back. Beloved, many times you think your life is ordinary, the repeated tasks, the unremarkable days. You imagine meaning belongs only to the famous, the powerful, or the gifted. But I declare meaning does not come from outward extraordinariness, but from inner purpose. A quiet prayer, a smile, offered a silent forgiveness, these all possess eternal value when done in purpose. Even washing dishes, caring for your family, working unnoticed if done in love, and for my glory become sacred acts. My child, look at those who pursue money, fame, and status. They may acquire much, yet in the end they remain empty, for without an eternal purpose all is vanity. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Ecclesiastes 1:2. By contrast, the person who has purpose finds nothing meaningless. Even with little wealth or low standing, their life is full of meaning because they know what they live for. Purpose turns the small into the precious and transforms trials into occasions for growth. My child, a house may be beautiful outwardly, but if its foundation is weak, it will collapse when the storm comes. Life is the same. Achievements, possessions, relationships, all are the building above. The foundation is purpose. If you build your life on money, fame, or people, when those things shake, your life will fall. But if you build on the purpose I have placed within you, that you are mine, called to live for, my glory, then when the storms come, you will stand firm. Beloved child, when you know your purpose, you will no longer be swayed by the words of the world. They may praise or they may scorn, yet you remain steadfast. They may applaud or they may criticize, but you continue your way because you no longer live to please them, but to fulfill the purpose I have given. Purpose grants you patience in hardship, constancy in service and faithfulness, even when no one sees. It keeps you from giving up, even when results are not yet visible. My child, the world chases outward, rewards, medals, money, renown, but the true reward of purpose is an inner satisfaction. When you live according to your purpose, you experience deep peace, even if the world offers no recognition. When you faithfully complete small tasks, you will hear, "My whisper, my child, you have done well," that more than anything else is the greater reward. You often grow weary thinking life is a monotonous cycle, but when you live in purpose, each day becomes a new opportunity to walk in my plan. Joy does not arise from favorable circumstances, but from knowing that you are in the right place at the right time doing what I desire. The one without purpose lives exhausted. The one with purpose lives energized because they know every moment matters. I do not call you to run someone else's race, nor to prove your worth to the world. I call you to step into the purpose I have set apart for you. Every person has a unique purpose. You need not compare yourself to anyone. Simply ask, Lord, what is the purpose for my life? How may I walk to fulfill that purpose? As you do, you will see your life changed. Remember, purpose is the foundation of life. Without purpose, you will be weary, empty, and adrift. But with purpose, you will be steady, satisfied, full of energy, and resolute. Purpose is not merely what you do, but who you are. You are mine, called to reflect my love and grace to the world. Live each day within that purpose, and you will discover that even the smallest tasks become sacred, even trials become stepping stones, and even ordinary days become extraordinary. Beloved child, I know your heart has often asked, where does life's meaning come from? Does it come from the achievements, reputation, and wealth that the world praises? If I succeed in the eyes of men, is my life truly meaningful? Child, the world measures meaning by fleeting success, but I declare true meaning transcends all earthly achievement. Success may bring human applause, but it does not guarantee the satisfaction of the soul. Some obtain all they desire, and yet remain empty and exhausted. They have fame without peace, wealth without joy, power without love. Child, because true meaning is not found in these things, but in living according to the intention I have placed within you. Look around. The world honors those who accumulate many accomplishments. Those with high rank are deemed successful. Those with much money are called happy. Those with reputation are admired. But child, these are external measures, passing things that can vanish in an instant. A crisis can take wealth away. A rumor can destroy reputation. An unexpected change can strip away status. If the meaning of your life is built upon such things, it will collapse when their foundations fail. My child, I speak to you, true meaning comes from me. You do not need to possess everything in order for your life to hold meaning. You only need to live according to the purpose I have given you. For meaning is not measured by what you own, but by your union with me. Remember this, what good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Mark 8:3-6. If you achieve every success but lose your fellowship with me, your life becomes empty. But if you live in me, then even the smallest of your deeds carries eternal meaning. My beloved, many have reached the heights that the world dreams of, yet their hearts remain lonely. Some are adored by millions, yet in the silence of the night they weep unseen. Some are wealthy beyond measure, lacking nothing outwardly, yet their souls still hunger. For worldly success can never fill the emptiness that only I can satisfy. My child, do not fall into that snare. You may receive the praises of people, but without me, you will still feel incomplete. On the other hand, you may live humbly, unknown to the world, but if you live in me, your life overflows with meaning. Do not think that only great deeds carry meaning. In my eyes, a silent prayer, a quiet act of forgiveness, a comforting embrace for the brokenhearted, a cup of water offered in love, all of these hold eternal value. Remember the story of the widow who gave 2 small coins, Mark 1:24, 1:44. The world saw it as insignificant, but I saw her heart. In my eyes, that offering carried deeper meaning than all the great gifts, for meaning does not lie in size or display, but in the love and purpose flowing from the heart. My beloved, the meaning of your life is not determined by whether you succeed in the eyes of the world. A person may gain the whole world and still live in emptiness. Yet even the smallest act of obedience can echo into eternity. Look at the cross. In the world's eyes, it was a shameful defeat. But in my eyes, it was the greatest victory, carrying eternal meaning for all humanity. What the world calls failure, I can transform into the deepest meaning. My child, you will never find true satisfaction if you chase only after success. For the heart of man always longs for more. But when you live in my purpose, you will discover peace that surpasses understanding. You will know that even when you have little, you still possess everything because you have me. The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot, Psalm 165. True meaning comes from being satisfied in me, not in worldly success. My beloved, when you build your meaning on worldly success, failure will crush you. But when you build your meaning on me, failure becomes the stepping stone to your growth. You will no longer fear failure, for you will know that your worth and the meaning of your life are not measured by success or failure. Each failure can be a chance to learn humility, to draw nearer to me, and to discover a deeper meaning along the journey. My child, you are created to live in communion with me. That is the deepest meaning of all. If you accomplish many things but lack this relationship, you remain empty. But if you have fellowship with me, then everything you do becomes meaningful. Remember, this meaning does not come from how much you have, but from how close you are to me. Earthly success can give you only fleeting joy, but true meaning in me gives you eternal joy. You can sing even in prison like Paul and Silas, Acts 1:6-5. You can rejoice even in need because you know your life carries eternal meaning. That joy no one can take from you, for it does not come from outside, but from the living one who dwells within you. I call you, do not chase after worldly success to find meaning. Live in me, and you will find true meaning. You do not need to stand out for your life to have meaning. You only need to be faithful. You only need to love. You only need to live according to the purpose I have set before you. And when you live this way, your life will become a testimony, a light to the world, declaring that true meaning is not found in success, but in my love and my grace. My child, remember this: the meaning of your life is above all earthly success. People may judge you by your achievements, but I look at the heart. A small act done in love can be greater than a lifetime of success lived apart from me. Do not let the world's approval determine your worth. Let the true meaning that is found in me become your source of life, your source of joy, your source of peace. And you will see, even when the world counts you as unsuccessful, your life will still be filled with meaning because you live in me, the wellspring of all eternal value. My beloved child, I know that in your heart the question has risen many times: if you truly have a purpose for my life, then why must I endure so many trials? Why are there pains that seem beyond my strength to bear? Have these sufferings ruined the plan you have for me? Listen closely. No trial, no sorrow can break the purpose I have placed in your life. On the contrary, it is through trials that your purpose is refined. It is through suffering that the meaning of your life is revealed more clearly. My child, I do not bring trials to crush you, but to train you. Just as gold only gleams after passing through fire, your soul also needs the fire of testing to be purified. Without pressure, you will not discover the hidden strength within you. Without hardship, you will not learn endurance and trust. You often think that suffering is a sign of failure, but I declare, suffering is the soil in which the purpose of your life shines forth. I do not destroy, I build. I do not let you fall to be abandoned, but to make you stronger, deeper, and more like my image. Beloved, I see every tear you shed. There are nights you weep where no one knows. There are wounds you carry in your heart that no words can express. But I assure you, no drop of your tears is meaningless in my plan. As the psalm says, you have recorded my wanderings. You have collected my tears. In your bottle are they not written in your book? Psalm 5, 6, 8. Do you see? Every tear you shed is recorded by me. It does not vanish into nothingness, but becomes a seed sown to bring forth a harvest of comfort, growth, and hope. My child, when life is easy, you rely on your own strength. But when difficulties come, you realize your own strength is not enough and you begin to seek my power. It is in the moment of your exhaustion that I reveal supernatural strength, Paul said. When I am weak, then I am strong, 2 Corinthians 1:2-10. For when you are weak, you let go of pride, you learn to depend on me, and it is then that my purpose shines. Child of mine, suffering not only forges you, but also makes you an instrument to comfort others. If you have never known loss, you will find it hard to have deep compassion for those who suffer. But when you have passed through the dark night, you can become a light for someone who is lost. Each of your scars can become living testimony to healing. Each wound that once caused you pain can be transformed into an encouraging testimony. You are not tested merely to endure. You are tested to become a source of hope for other souls. My child, trials also teach you humility. When everything goes well, you easily forget your need for me. But in the storm, you understand you cannot stand by yourself. In that hour, you learn to humble yourself to pray and to find closeness with me like never before. This humility does not make you weak. It makes you stronger because it places you in the position to receive my limitless strength. You often think suffering destroys your purpose. But I declare suffering is precisely where purpose is most powerfully affirmed. Each time you rise after a fall, each time you trust without seeing the answer, each time you choose love instead of bitterness, these are proof that your purpose remains intact. Trials do not make you lose your purpose. They make you cling more firmly to it. Many times you are impatient to reach the outcome, but trials remind you that life is a journey in which every step matters. The destination has value, but the journey is where you are formed, trained, and transformed. If I only wanted you to reach the end, I would have taken you there at once. But I want you to grow, and that only happens step by step through each trial, each tear, each joy, intermingled with pain. My beloved, consider the seed. It must be buried in dark, damp, lonely soil, so that its outer shell may break down. If the seed could speak, it might cry, "Why am I buried? Why must I decay?" Yet it is in that process that life arises. Without darkness, the seed cannot sprout. Without decay, new life cannot form. So it is with you. Suffering may make you feel buried, but in truth, you are being sown so that you may rise up stronger, renewed, and fruitful. My child, when you stand firm in hardship, the world will see that the strength does not come from you, but from me. Trials are the setting in which my glory is revealed. When others see you endure with peace, forgive amid pain, and hold hope in the midst of despair, they will recognize that this is not human strength, but my power at work in you. Beloved child, do not fear trials. Do not treat suffering as an enemy to be avoided. See them as the environment in which purpose is cultivated. Do not think that I have placed you alone amid suffering. It is precisely in those moments that I am closest to you, upholding you and whispering, "My child, I am still here." Do not be afraid, for the purpose of your life has not been lost. Remember, your life's purpose does not vanish when you face trials or sorrow. On the contrary, it becomes clearer through them. Trials do not come to destroy, but to refine. Sorrow does not come to break, but to open the way for healing and deeper meaning. You are not given life to avoid pain, but to demonstrate that my love and faithfulness are stronger than every hardship. Every tear you shed is remembered. Each time you rise again is evidence of hope. And every wound you carry can become a gateway for grace to overflow. My child, stand firm. Keep walking. Let the purpose I have placed within you shine even in the midst of suffering. For you are never alone. I am with you in the trials, in the tears, and in every step of the way. Beloved child of mine, I know there are days when you feel your life is small, like an insignificant speck of dust in the vast universe. You ask, does my life matter? Do the small things I do really make a difference? Or am I living a solitary story that few notice? Hear me. Your life is never merely a small story. Your life is woven by my hand and belongs to a greater story, the eternal story of which I am both author and destination. My child, from the beginning I have written the story of all humanity, and within that story I have placed you in a special place. You are not a chance extra character. You are not a needless detail. You are part of the eternal script I have ordained. I spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah 1:5. If I knew Jeremiah beforehand, then I knew you beforehand as well. No detail of your life lies outside my hand. When you look only at your personal story, you easily grow weary and discouraged. But when you realize that your life connects to a larger story, you will find the strength to move forward. You will know that each small thing you do today may contribute to a great work I am accomplishing. A quiet prayer of yours can change the destiny of someone. A small act of loving kindness on your part can touch a life and create a ripple of influence beyond imagination. When you understand that you belong to the greater story, you will see that every step matters. Beloved child, you are not living only for yourself. Your life is linked to the generations before you and those to come. There are prayers of your ancestors that paved the way for you. There is faithfulness you show today that will become seed for tomorrow's generations. Remember Abraham, when he obeyed me, he did not only receive blessing for himself, but for many nations. Likewise, when you walk in purpose, you leave a legacy for unborn generations. That awareness will steady you in trials because you know you are living not just for today, but for a story that stretches into eternity. Look at the characters in Scripture. Each one is part of my greater story. Joseph was sold by his brothers and endured prison and hardship. If you only look at that moment, his life would seem meaningless. But in the larger story, I used him to save a nation from famine. Genesis 5:0-20. Esther might have thought she was merely an ordinary Jewish girl, yet I placed her in the palace for such a time as this to accomplish a great work. Esther 4:1-4. Paul, once a persecutor of the church, I transformed into an apostle who carried the gospel to the nations. You see, when you look at moments alone, you see only fragments. But when you view the whole, you will see me weaving a complete picture. I know there are days when you are tired and no longer want to move on. Remember, weariness will be turned into drive when you realize you are running a greater race. Consider an athlete. If they think only of each individual step, they may give up. But when they remember they are running toward a finish line and that their race has a prize, they exert all their strength. So it is with you. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus. Hebrews 1:2-1-2. Beloved child, sometimes you feel invisible in this wide world. But I say in my story, no one is invisible. I see you, I hear your prayers. I know even the things you do in silence that no one notices. You are not forgotten. Every act of love you perform is recorded in the book of life. Even if the world does not acknowledge you, I remember. In the larger story, no detail is overlooked. My child, when you become aware that you belong to a larger story, even the smallest deeds take on meaning. Cooking a meal for your family, caring for the sick, praying for a friend, or forgiving someone, all of these contribute to the eternal story. The world may look down on such things, but I do not. For in the picture I am painting, every tiny stroke matters in creating the masterpiece. Beloved, imagine a hand-woven carpet. If you only look at the back, you see tangled threads, knots, and disorder. But when you turn it over, you behold a beautiful pattern. Your life is the same. Often you see only knotted threads, suffering, failure, loss. But I see the whole, and I am weaving a harmonious picture. You belong to that picture. And when the tapestry is finished, you will be astonished to realize that every thread of your life had its place in my plan, my child. When you look at your life in isolation, you are tempted to compare yourself with others. You see someone else succeeding, another person standing out, and you think your life is lacking. But when you recognize that you belong to a greater story, you will understand that everyone has a distinct role. A finger is not like an eye, yet both are necessary for the body. You do not need to become someone else, for I have written a special role reserved for you. And within the larger story, every role is precious. Beloved, I call you to live with the awareness that you belong to the greater story. Do not fix your gaze only on the present. Do not let weariness make you forget that your life contributes to the eternal plan. Offer each day, each action, each word, so that they become lines in the grand narrative. When you live this way, you will find strength to overcome fatigue because you will know you are not running in vain. Remember, your life is not merely a small, isolated tale, but a part of the greater story I am writing. When you grasp this, you will no longer see yourself as meaningless. You will know that everything you do has eternal value. Whether it is a small prayer or a quiet act of love, all contribute to the eternal picture. And when that day comes, you will look back and see that I have woven a perfect story from your very life. Beloved, do not fear being small. You are part of a grand plan. You belong to my story, and that is why your life has eternal significance. I know there are times you feel as if you have lost everything. You think the mistakes you made have ruined the purpose I gave you. You look back at the cracks, the falls, the winding paths, and you sigh. Perhaps my life no longer matters. Perhaps you cannot use me anymore. But I tell you, the purpose and meaning I placed within you are never lost. You may stumble yet, my purpose stands firm. You may stray yet, my plan does not change. You may waste years in folly, yet I have the power to redeem every moment and make it part of the greater picture. The purpose I have for you is not like human plans. Human designs can change, fail, or be canceled. But my purpose is eternal, and nothing can stop it. I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Job 4:2-2. If my intent for the universe cannot be broken, then my intent for your life cannot be lost. Beloved, I know you carry many regrets. You think, if I had done differently on that day, perhaps my life would be different. But I want you to know that no mistake is too great for me to transform. Like Jonah, who fled from his commission and seemed to forfeit his purpose, I used the storm and the great fish to bring him back to the right path. You may run, but my purpose pursues you. Like Peter, who denied me 3 times and thought he had lost everything, I restored him and made him a cornerstone of the church. Child failure does not end purpose. It opens the way for grace to shine. Look at the broken pieces in your life. You think they are useless, that they leave only wounds, but I can use those very fragments to create a new picture. Like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, making the vessel more unique and precious than before, I do likewise. I use grace to mend your life, turning the cracks into places that reflect the light of my glory. You will become living testimony that my grace can turn what is broken into what is glorious. Do not let success or failure define the meaning of your life. Meaning comes from belonging to me. When you are lost, you do not lose your identity as my child. When you fail, you do not lose my love for you. When you are weak, you still carry the purpose I have placed within you. You are my masterpiece, created in Christ to do the good works I prepared beforehand. Ephesians 2:10. That cannot be taken away because it is built upon an eternal foundation. Beloved, you may think you have gone too far, but I say you can never go so far that you are outside my arms. Like the prodigal son who left home, squandered everything, and seemed to have lost his life's meaning. When he returned, I not only welcomed him, but restored his honor, his robe, his ring, and his place as a son. So it is with you. When you return, purpose is not merely restored, but renewed in grace. I am the one who wastes nothing. Even years you deemed meaningless, I can use to teach you patience, compassion, and wisdom. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. Joel 2:5. Do you see, I do not only restore, I compensate. You do not lose meaning. You are in the process through which I will turn loss into legacy. Your wounds can become doors through which others find healing. Where you once fell may become a place where others find strength. You are not saved merely for yourself, but to be an instrument to help others. Like Job, after agony, he came to see me more clearly, and his life became testimony to generations that I remain faithful even in suffering. Child, your wounds do not destroy meaning, they deepen it. My child, sometimes the darkness makes you think your purpose is lost, yet even in the night meaning remains. Like a seed buried in the soil, unseen by anyone, it nevertheless holds life within it. You are the same. In the seasons when you think yourself useless, I am still at work in the quiet. You do not see it, but I am cultivating and preparing so that the purpose will bloom at the appointed time. Beloved, when you believe that purpose and meaning are never lost, you will have the strength to rise after a fall. That faith will help you keep walking, not in shame, but in hope. You will know that each new day is an opportunity to continue the story. You will know that I am still writing, still creating, still renewing, and you will courageously offer your life so that my purpose may continue to be revealed through you. My child, I call you, stand up. Do not let the past bind you. Do not let mistakes define you. Do not let wounds make you stop. The purpose I have for you remains. The meaning of your life is intact. And I am still calling you to move forward. Believe that nothing is wasted in my hands. Let every wound become a lesson. Let every mistake become evidence of grace, and let every next step become proof that my purpose is never lost. My beloved child, engrave this on your heart: the purpose and meaning of your life are never lost. Mistakes cannot destroy them. Failure cannot bury them. Time cannot fade them, because they do not come from you, but from me, the Eternal One, the Faithful One, the One who makes all things new. You may fall, but I can lift you. You may be lost, but I can find you. You may be broken, but I can restore. And through it all, the purpose I have for you remains firm. So walk on, not with guilt, but with hope. Not in fear, but in trust. For your life, with all its imperfections, rests securely in my hands and will always carry eternal meaning. My beloved, I want you to know that the purpose and meaning of your life are not meant for you to keep to yourself. You were made, called, and placed into my story not to live a closed life, but to live in surrender. When you truly recognize the purpose I have placed within you, it becomes natural for you to offer your life, your time, your gifts, your heart, even your personal dreams, not as loss but as discovery. Child, once you understand that you were created with purpose, offering is no longer a burden but a response. You do not give to become my child. You give because you already are my child. Offering is not a transaction to earn love, but the return of love already given. When you know you are mine, you give with freedom and joy. And in that giving you become more like me, for I am the one who always gives and withholds nothing. Do not think that offering means only great deeds. A prayer for another, a comforting smile, a quiet act of service, these are all offerings. I see every detail. Like the widow who put 2 small coins into the treasury, small in the world's eyes but precious in mine. Mark 1, 2, 4, 3, 44. I look at the heart, not the amount. When you give, not only are others blessed, but you are transformed. Giving enlarges your heart, breaks selfishness, and makes you a channel for my love. Like a river, if it only holds water, it becomes a stagnant pool, but when it flows out, it both nourishes the land and keeps itself fresh. So it is with you. When you give, you will find yourself filled. Giving is required not only in times of ease, but also in trial. When you still choose love in suffering, forgiveness in hurt, prayer amid tears, that is the most precious offering. Therefore, by him let us continually offer the sacrifice of praise to God, giving the fruit of our lips that confess his name. Hebrews 1:3-1-5. See, even praise amid tears is an offering. And in those moments, the meaning of your life shines all the more. Beloved, offering does not lead to emptiness, but to joy. Paul wrote, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts 2:0-3-5. True joy is not in hoarding for yourself, but in seeing your life become a source of blessing for others. That joy does not depend on circumstances, because it comes from the knowledge that you are participating in my eternal plan. My child, what you keep for yourself will be temporary, but what you give away in love will become an eternal inheritance. A prayer you offer today can bear fruit for generations to come. An act of love you extend may leave an indelible mark on another's heart forever. You will not merely live a brief life, you will leave a trace in my great story. And that trace is written by your giving. My beloved child, I call you, let purpose lead you to devotion. Do not hold your heart back, do not fear loss, do not think that giving will make you lack. You are never impoverished when you give in me. Offer your time, your talents, your possessions, and even your life. Present each day as a living offering, and you will see that instead of losing, you will be more full than ever before. My beloved child, remember, your life's purpose will lead you to devotion. Giving is not to prove anything but to express love. It is not to lose but to find. It is not a burden but a joy. When you live in devotion, you will see that your life is not only meaningful for yourself, but becomes a blessing to many. And it is in giving that you find true life contentment and everlasting joy. My beloved child, I want you to know that your life on earth is not the whole story. It is only the beginning, the opening chapter in the eternal book I am writing. You often think that all that matters must be completed within a few short years on earth, but I say your purpose and meaning are shaped to prepare you for the eternal realm. My child, life on earth is like a brief passage of an endless song. It is like the rehearsal before entering the eternal performance. What you do today, each choice, each action, each thought, are training you for the day you enter unfading glory. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. 2 Corinthians 4:17. The present trials are only temporary, but they prepare you for an eternal glory. Child, I waste nothing. Even your trials, your joys, your sufferings and victories are contributing to your preparation. I am shaping your character, refining your faith, and enlarging your heart so that you may stand in eternal glory. Just as the smith hammers iron to make a sharp sword, I use every circumstance to prepare you for a greater office in the everlasting realm. My beloved, many live with a short-sighted view focused on passing things. They think that today's success or failure is everything. But I call you, look with eternal eyes. Paul wrote, "We do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal." 2 Corinthians 4:18. When you learn to see all things in the light of eternity, you will perceive meaning beyond present limits. My child, your body is merely a dwelling place, but your soul is eternal. My purpose is not only to make your short life comfortable, but to prepare your soul for imperishable glory. Just as a traveler does not build his life upon a temporary inn, do not place all your hope in this brief life. You were made for an eternal homeland where there will be no more tears, suffering, or death. Child, you may think your small deeds are insignificant, but I say every faithful act now will echo into eternity. A sincere prayer, a quiet act of love, a discreet forgiveness, all are remembered. You are storing up treasure not in perishable places on earth, but in the everlasting heaven. Matthew 6:19-20. My beloved, you often ask, why do you let me endure so much pain? Child, those sufferings are training to prepare you for eternity. Just as an athlete must endure rigorous training to be ready for competition, you must be refined to enter into glory. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial among you, as though some strange thing were happening to you, but rejoice to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings. 1 Peter 4:1-13. My beloved child, if you only fix your eyes on the present moment, your heart will easily grow weary. But when you understand that this life is only the beginning, the hope of eternity will lift your soul. You will find strength to endure, because you know the glory ahead is greater than every hardship of now. As Paul once declared, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Romans 8:1-8. My child, imagine an infant within the womb. If it could speak, it would believe its entire world is confined to that dark and narrow space. Yet the truth is, it is only being prepared for a greater world, one full of light, sound, and life. So it is with you. This life is like the womb. You may think this is all there is, but I am preparing you for a world beyond every imagination, a world of eternal glory. My beloved child, when you recognize that you are being prepared for eternity, you will live differently. You will no longer waste your days on what has no meaning. You will not cling to what fades away. Instead, your heart will be fixed on what endures forever: love, faithfulness, and union with me. Each day will become sacred. Every choice will carry eternal weight. Every step you take will be a preparation for the moment you meet me in glory. My child, I call you, live with a vision of eternity. Do not live only for today, but for forever. Do not allow temporary pain to cloud the greatness of hope. Let every action you take move toward the purpose of standing before me. Let your life be the testimony that you do not belong to this world but to the eternal kingdom. And when that day comes, you will hear my voice saying, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Matthew 2:5-1. Remember, the purpose and meaning of your life are not confined to the present, but they are shaping you for eternity. This life is only the beginning. Trials are but training. True joy is still to come. And all that you do today in faithfulness and love will echo endlessly in eternity. Therefore, do not fear, do not be discouraged. Walk forward in hope. Live with the vision of eternity, and let each day be preparation for the unfading glory I have promised to you. My beloved child, I do not call you merely to know your purpose, but to live fully in it. Many hear about meaning, yet leave it resting on a page. Many know they are called, yet live as if life has no direction. But I say to you, purpose and meaning are not only ideas to ponder, they are the path you must walk daily. Living fully is not about doing more or achieving all the goals this world praises. Living fully is to live in the purpose I have given you. It is when every breath, every word, every action reflects that you belong to me. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 1:0-3-1. When everything you do is for my glory, you are living fully in your purpose and meaning. My child, you do not need to wait for a special day to live rightly. Even in the smallest and most ordinary tasks, you can live fully. A day of diligent work, a conversation filled with love, a silent prayer whispered in faith. All of these can become part of the purpose of your life. Living fully means knowing that no moment is meaningless. Each day is an opportunity to walk out the purpose I have planted in you. Do not think that living fully means living perfectly, never failing. To live fully is to rise again after you stumble and to keep walking with me. It is in your weakness that you learn to depend on my grace. Do not fear that a mistake will ruin everything. I can use even failure to shape you. Living fully means not allowing regret or shame to bind you, but letting my love and my purpose guide you onward. My child, many believe living fully is to accomplish great things, to leave behind a name for the world to remember. But I tell you, living fully is to be faithful in the small things. When you love your family, when you forgive those who hurt you, when you choose truth instead of lies, that is living fully. As Jesus said, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. Luke 1:6-10. The measure of fullness is not in size, but in faithfulness. So often you lose your joy by comparing yourself to others. You think that unless you are like them, you have no worth. But I tell you, you are not called to live another person's life, but the life I have written for you. Each one has a role in my great story. No one is extra, no one is missing. When you cease comparing and begin embracing what I have entrusted to you, you will truly live fully. My beloved child, living fully is not exhausting yourself in endless effort. Living fully is resting in me, so that your strength flows not from yourself, but from my power. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 1:1-8. When you learn to pause to listen and to rest in me, only then will you rise again with newness and live in fullness. Your purpose is not measured only by what you achieve, but by how you love. When you love as I have loved, forgive as I have forgiven, encourage as I have encouraged, you are living fully in your purpose. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 1:2-3-0-31. This is the heart of a life lived in fullness. Beloved child, to live fully is like a tree planted in good soil. It does not hurry, it does not compare itself with the tree beside it, but it puts down deep roots, receives light and water, and then blossoms and bears fruit in its season. You are the same. When you remain in me, rooted in love and truth, your life will naturally produce fruit. Living fully is not about striving to make fruit appear, but about letting me nourish you so that you bear fruit. My child, when you live fully in purpose, you will find deep peace, not peace because everything is perfect, but peace because you know you are exactly where I want you to be. The world measures by achievement, but you measure by my presence. When you live according to meaning, you will feel light because you no longer have to strain to prove anything. You simply live to please me. Beloved, I call you live fully in the purpose and meaning I have given you. Do not let a day pass in emptiness. Do not live half-heartedly. Do not chase after the fleeting. Offer your whole life to live for the eternal. Let each morning's awakening be a prayer. Lord, how may I live with purpose today? And when you live with that prayer, every moment becomes sacred. Every small deed becomes worship. Beloved, living fully in purpose and meaning is not doing more but being true to what I have ordained. It is when you stop comparing, when you know how to rest in me, when you are faithful in little things, and when you love with a sincere heart. And you will see, even on the most ordinary days, your life is extraordinary, because you are living in the purpose and meaning I placed within you before the morning of the world. My dear child, after all you have heard, engrave this upon your heart. You do not live by chance, but there is an eternal plan I have outlined for you. You are not an anonymous speck of dust, not a mistake of creation, but a masterpiece formed in my love and intention. Every breath, every detail in you, every tear and every smile, all are held in my hands. Child of mine, the world may make you believe your life is random. But I say, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. Before the first light shone across the sky, I called your name. Nothing in your life is superfluous. You were placed in this world at the precise moment for a purpose none can replace. Beloved, do not let the voices around you determine your worth. Status, money, reputation, all are temporary. Your true meaning does not come from these things, but from belonging to me. You are a child of the King of Kings, called to reflect love and eternal grace. You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession. 1 Peter 2:9. You often think sorrow ruins your plan. But I say trials do not destroy, they refine. Every tear you shed has meaning. Every time you rise after a stumble proves that my purpose in you endures. You are not called to avoid suffering, but to show that my love and faithfulness are stronger than every hardship. Beloved, your life is not a small, inconsequential story, but part of a grand plan that spans generations. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. What you do today may be quiet, but in my great picture it holds eternal meaning. A private prayer can change destiny. A small act of love can echo into eternity. You belong to a story for which I am both author and goal. Child, I know you carry many regrets. You think mistakes have ruined purpose. But I say the purpose and meaning I placed in you are never lost. Mistakes are not big enough to block my grace. Failures are not powerful enough to wreck my plan. I can turn broken pieces into pearls. I can redeem the years you thought wasted. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Beloved, when you recognize true meaning, you will be ready to give yourself. Give not from duty, but from love. Give not to lose, but to receive. When you give, you will be filled. When you serve, you will find joy. When you offer yourself, you will see your life bear meaning beyond every achievement. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Acts 2:0-5. Beloved, do not think a few fleeting decades are all there is. This life is only the opening chapter. Every step, every trial, every act of love, all are preparing you for eternal glory. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. Romans 8:1-8. You are being trained for a life that never ends in my presence. Child, I do not want you merely to hear, but to live. Live fully each day in purpose. Love with all your heart. Forgive generously. Be faithful in small things. Offer every action from eating to working as worship. Living fully is not perfection, but faithfulness. It is not doing a great many things, but living rightly according to the meaning I have placed within you. My child, when you live in true purpose, you will find a satisfaction the world cannot give. Peace will guard your heart even when storms surround you. Joy will well up that depends not on circumstances, but on union with me. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Psalm 16:1-1. Beloved, I call you seize the purpose and meaning I have given. Do not chase the passing. Do not let the world's voice define you. Do not be bound by past mistakes. Live for what endures. You do not need to become someone else. You do not need to prove your worth. You only need to walk in the truth that you are mine, loved, chosen, sent, and prepared for eternal glory. My beloved child, remember the purpose and meaning of your life are not something you must fashion on your own. They have already been given by me. You need only discover them, trust them, and walk in them, allowing my guidance to shape the course of your days and the work of your hands. And then one day when you stand before me, you will see the entire story laid bare. You will understand that no moment was meaningless, no tear wasted, and no trial without purpose. Each sorrow and every joy has played its part in bringing about my perfect plan for you. You will hear me say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master." Matthew 2:5-1. And in that welcome you will find the destination, the reward, and the fullness of your life's purpose and meaning in me. May the Lord's word continually remind you to live each day in faith and love. Please tap follow and turn on notifications so you do not miss the sacred and meaningful messages I long to share. May God bless you. Amen.